Picture this. You are walking down Fremont Street at 11 p.m., and instead of feeling like you are in the entertainment capital of the world, you are clutching your wallet and looking over your shoulder every 10 feet. What happened to the Vegas that used to roll out the red carpet for everyone, not just the high rollers hiding in their luxury towers? Here is the uncomfortable truth casino executives and city officials desperately do not want you to discover. They did not just price out the middle class. They abandoned entire neighborhoods to decay while chasing billion-dollar developments that benefit nobody but themselves. In this video, I am going to show you exactly how corporate greed and failed policies turned downtown Vegas from America's playground into a place where even locals will not walk alone after dark. What if I told you this was not an accident, but a calculated decision that has been decades in the making? Remember, when downtown Vegas meant authentic excitement at prices regular folks could afford. The neon glow of Binion's and the Golden Nugget weren't just landmarks. They were beacons of accessibility in a city that prided itself on welcoming everyone with a few dollars and big dreams. Downtown was where taxi drivers would take you if you asked where the locals played, where middle-class families could enjoy world-class entertainment without emptying their savings accounts, where Fremont Street pulsed with energy at all hours, a safe melting pot of tourists and locals alike. Those days are gone, and this transformation was not natural urban evolution or simple economic forces at work. It was calculated corporate abandonment. The evidence is everywhere if you know where to look. Let's start with what visitors immediately notice: the crime situation that tourism officials refuse to acknowledge. According to Metro Police data, petty theft reports within a quarter-mile radius of Fremont Street have increased by 37% over the past 5 years. Car break-ins at downtown parking garages jumped by nearly 50% in the same period. These are not just statistics. They represent thousands of ruined vacations. Mark Herrera, a 15-year veteran security professional who previously worked downtown, told me, after 11 p.m., the security presence thins out dramatically compared to 5 years ago. Companies have reallocated resources to their strip properties where the higher-spending tourists are. The result is a police incident map that shows concentrated activity in precisely the areas with reduced security coverage. This is not speculation. It is documented reality. I obtained incident reports showing that response times for nonviolent crimes downtown now average 22 minutes, compared to just 8 minutes for similar incidents on Las Vegas Boulevard. When I asked why, a Metro officer who requested anonymity said bluntly, "Follow the money. Security goes where the whales are." Real tourists feel this shift acutely. Sarah Donovan from Chicago visited Vegas annually for 12 years, and she told me, "Downtown used to be our go-to. Now my husband will not let me walk alone even in the early evening. Last year, someone grabbed my purse right under a casino entrance." She said the security guard just shrugged and said, "Happens all the time." This leads us to the second undeniable reality: the midnight transformation. Anyone who spent time downtown knows the Jekyll and Hyde nature of the area. Before midnight, Fremont Street experience dazzles with its light show, street performers, and family-friendly atmosphere. But stay past midnight, and you'll witness an entirely different scene. The transformation isn't natural. It's engineered. Tourism data shows entertainment budgets for downtown properties declined by 28% since 2018, while strip resorts increased theirs by over 40%. The result is clear. Quality street performers who once entertained until 2 a.m. have vanished, replaced by a rougher element that casino executives privately call the midnight crowd. Bar owners along Fremont tell a consistent story. Miguel Sanchez, who has operated a downtown bar for 8 years, says that 5 years ago, they had security coordination between venues. Now each place is on its own, and after midnight, it's survival mode. The casino corporations pulled back joint security initiatives that used to keep the entire district safe. The timeline of this shift aligns with corporate consolidation on the Strip. As MGM, Caesars, and other giants focused resources on their luxury properties, downtown security coordination disintegrated. Internal memos from a major casino corporation explicitly directed managers to optimize security allocation based on theoretical player value. That corporate language meant protecting high rollers while abandoning everyday visitors. The impact extends beyond tourists. Cassandra Williams, a cocktail server at a downtown casino, shared that she used to take the bus home after her 2 a.m. shift ended. Not anymore. We all Uber now, even though it is expensive, because waiting at those bus stops after hours is asking for trouble. Speaking of transportation, the third element of downtown's deliberate decline is what I call the transportation trap. Rideshare data shows prices from downtown to popular hotel areas spike by 2.8 times after midnight, compared to 1.5 times for rides originating on the Strip. The Regional Transportation Commission reduced late-night bus frequency on downtown routes by 35% since 2019, while maintaining service levels to Strip destinations. This creates a perfect storm. Visitors who venture downtown find themselves effectively stranded when they want to leave. Wait times for Ubers and Lyfts often exceed 30 minutes after midnight. In addition, inadequate street lighting beyond the Fremont Street experience creates dangerous corridors tourists must navigate to reach transportation. Robert Chen, a former urban planning consultant who worked with the city, says it is a strategy. Reduce transportation options, and visitors learn to stay in self-contained Strip resorts, where they spend their entire budget in one corporate ecosystem. Perhaps most disturbing is the homelessness crisis that has exploded around downtown, while city officials look the other way. The official homeless count for the Fremont Street corridor has increased 115% since 2017, yet funding for downtown outreach services decreased 18% during the same period, with resources redirected to areas away from tourist zones. The timeline tells the story. As casino investments shifted to Strip mega resorts, visible homelessness downtown grew proportionally. City Council records show 7 proposed homeless outreach initiatives for the area were tabled or defeated from 2018 to 2023, while similar programs for non-tourist areas received approval. Jennifer Malone, who works with a local homeless advocacy organization, explained that they used to have late-night outreach teams downtown until 2 a.m. Budget cuts ended that program in 2020. Now service ends at 8 p.m., exactly when the need becomes most acute. For tourists, the reality is jarring. Madison Cooper from Atlanta described her recent experience, saying travel blogs showed a vibrant, fun downtown scene. What she found at night was aggressive panhandling, and people clearly in mental health crises with no services in sight. She said nobody warned them it would be like this. The fourth dimension of downtown's engineered decline is infrastructure decay that can only be described as deliberate. While Strip properties reinvest billions in renovations, downtown venues show clear signs of neglect, outdated interiors, broken neon signs, crumbling facades, and aging infrastructure. A former facilities manager for a major downtown property shared documentation showing maintenance budgets were slashed by over 40% since 2015. He said they were explicitly told to perform minimum maintenance to keep doors open, but not to improve aesthetics or guest experience. The strategy was clear. Make downtown feel dated so visitors migrate to newer Strip properties owned by the same parent companies. The contrast is stark. While Resorts World opened with a $4.3 billion investment, and Fontainebleau finally completed its $3.7 billion construction, downtown properties operated by the same corporate parents receive minimal capital expenditure. The Vegas Vicky sign renovation at Circa stands as the rare exception that proves the rule. Independent ownership making investments, while corporate chains extract value. This corporate strategy of downtown disinvestment dates back decades. In the 1990s, downtown still competed effectively with the Strip for entertainment dollars. Properties like the Golden Nugget and Four Queens offered comparable experiences at better value, drawing a healthy mix of tourists and locals. By the 2000s, major casino corporations began consolidating investments on the Strip, starting a resource drain from downtown properties they also owned. The 2010s saw the Fremont Street experience become a band-aid solution, a single attraction meant to mask broader disinvestment, while real capital flowed elsewhere. And in the 2020s, corporate executives have become brazen enough to openly discuss optimizing customer demographics, code for pushing out lower-spending visitors from downtown to either upgrade to pricier Strip resorts or leave Vegas altogether. During a 2022 earnings call, one casino executive actually boasted about successfully migrating valuable players from legacy downtown properties to our flagship Strip resorts, calling it strategic customer redistribution. What he did not mention was the calculated neglect required to achieve this migration. But perhaps most telling is what industry insiders themselves say about downtown after dark. I spoke with dozens of casino employees, bartenders, security personnel, and hospitality workers who all shared consistent warnings. Michael Torres is a veteran blackjack dealer who has worked downtown for 11 years. He does not mince words. He says he tells first-time visitors to be out of downtown by 11 p.m. After that, it is not the same place. Dealers warn people all the time, especially if they are new to Vegas or seem unaware. Lisa Kramer is a cocktail waitress at a prominent Fremont Street casino. She says when her shift ends at 2 a.m., she does not even walk to the parking garage alone. Security will escort staff, but they are stretched so thin now compared to a few years ago. Most of them try to move their cars closer before dark. Even longtime Vegas locals increasingly avoid downtown unless necessary. Carlos Mendoza is a Henderson resident who has lived in the area for 28 years. He says downtown used to be where they would take visitors for an authentic Vegas night. Now they stay on the Strip or in local neighborhood spots. After a friend was mugged walking back to his car last year, they decided downtown after dark was not worth the risk. The transportation situation after midnight compounds these problems. Rideshare driver data shows many drivers avoid downtown pickups after 1 a.m. due to safety concerns and difficult passenger behavior. This creates a cascade effect. Fewer drivers means longer waits and higher surge prices, leaving visitors stranded. Melissa Johnson, visiting from Seattle, shared her experience. They wanted to leave Fremont around 1:30 a.m., but Uber was showing a 35-minute wait. They tried walking toward the El Cortez to find better pickup spots, but it got sketchy fast. They ended up paying $75 for a ride that had cost $18 earlier that day. The reduced bus frequency creates similar problems. The RTC downtown routes now end earlier or run at 45 to 60-minute intervals after midnight, compared to 15 to 20-minute frequencies on Strip routes. The official reason is optimizing service based on ridership patterns. But the effect is clear. Visitors without rental cars are effectively trapped downtown or forced into expensive transportation alternatives. The deteriorating safety situation has also created perfect conditions for scammers targeting late-night visitors. Fake promoters offering VIP club access or exclusive shows have proliferated. Street hustlers, aggressively selling trinkets or demanding payment after unsolicited photos, become more numerous and persistent after midnight. Tourist forums and review sites overflow with warnings. On TripAdvisor alone, mentions of unsafe downtown increased 215% between 2019 and 2023. Vegas-focused Facebook groups regularly feature posts from visitors warning others to avoid Fremont Street late at night, a dramatic change from just 5 years ago. But these symptoms all point to a deeper cause, a deliberate corporate strategy exposed through internal documents and public records. I obtained a 2019 strategy presentation from a major casino corporation outlining resource allocation decisions between their Strip and downtown properties. The document explicitly recommended minimal security presence optimization for downtown, while concentrating guest protection resources at premium Strip locations. City planning decisions consistently favored Strip development over downtown safety infrastructure. Between 2018 and 2023, the city approved just $3.7 million for downtown public safety improvements while allocating $25 million to areas surrounding Strip resorts. Corporate earnings calls provide further evidence. In 2021, one casino executive told investors that they were successfully channeling their most valuable players away from legacy properties into flagship destinations where yield per square foot is significantly higher. The implication was clear. They were abandoning downtown to focus on where the big money is. Perhaps most damning are the budgetary decisions regarding homeless services and police presence. Internal city memos show homeless outreach funding for downtown declined precisely as tourism officials reported visitor dissatisfaction with visible homelessness. Rather than addressing the problem, resources were systematically reduced to make downtown less appealing, encouraging tourist migration to corporate-controlled Strip environments. This points to a bigger problem that downtown's decline represents: This is not about one neighborhood deteriorating. It is about corporate manipulation of entire urban spaces. The same strategy used to price out middle-class customers from casino floors has now been applied geographically, with regular people being pushed out of public spaces to benefit corporate profits. What we are witnessing is the systematic destruction of authentic Vegas culture in favor of sanitized corporate environments. The gritty charm of old Fremont Street, where a construction worker could sit next to a banker at the blackjack table, has been deliberately eroded in favor of homogenized experiences that maximize shareholder value. The human impact of this strategy extends far beyond tourists. Longtime residents like Maria Sanchez, who has lived 3 blocks from Fremont for over 25 years, feel the change acutely. She says this was a neighborhood where everyone looked out for each other. Now, she does not recognize half the businesses, and she does not go out after dark anymore. They killed the community spirit. Small business owners suffer too. James Wilson opened his souvenir shop on Fremont in 2012 during the area's renaissance. He says back then they had consistent foot traffic until 2 a.m. Now, his evening business is down 40%. He believes the big casinos do not care if small operations like his survive. They are happy to see small shops fail if it drives more people to their strip locations. Casino worker Alicia Fernandez puts it plainly. Management told staff to provide excellent service, but they cut security budgets every year. How can workers keep guests safe when a single security officer is covering twice the floor space they did 5 years ago? Then management blames employees when incidents happen. Security cuts create risk. Even industry veterans are speaking out. Thomas Keegan, a former casino executive who worked downtown for over 15 years, did not hold back. He said what is happening downtown is a deliberate corporate strategy to extract maximum value while investing minimum resources. They are milking these properties dry while pushing the consequences onto the city, workers, and visitors. The evidence is overwhelming. The timeline is clear. The corporate strategy is documented. Downtown Vegas after dark has been systematically abandoned by the same corporate interests that once built it into America's playground. They sacrificed your safety for their stock prices. The same corporate masterminds who destroyed the value of Vegas now abandon entire neighborhoods when they are not profitable enough. What is your downtown Vegas experience? Have you felt unsafe or been warned away? Share your story below. Your voice exposes their betrayal. If this opened your eyes to how they are manipulating our city, smash that like button and subscribe. We are fighting for the Vegas you deserve. When even casino workers warn you to stay away, who are these corporations really serving?